Привет из Дубая. С вами передача «Голубь мира», где разбираем крутые навыки. Спрашиваем на английском, отвечаем на русском. Подтягивайте язык или смотрите перевод в тайм-кодах. Let's talk about psychosomatics and let's start with the definition.
Psychosomatics is a way of behavior and human thinking when we sometimes think about pain, about our grief, and something unpleasant happen in our life. For example, we have just lost our friend, and we are going from the cemetery, and we're just thinking that everything is bad, and our mood is bad, and even our posture, осанка,
Posture.
posture is also bad. But another day we see the light which is going to our windows. We drink some good wine and we have a good mood and everything is okay. And everyone likes us and we like everyone. But from other point, for example, if we don't like our boss, our company or regime of work, sometimes we will think, I want to go to toilet. I want to drink tea. I couldn't work because of something. So everything is disturbing me. And we will go, for example, for holiday, and it would be just opposite. Even worse weather would be suitable. There is a saying or anecdote in Russian language. It was a time when one person couldn't go for holiday for a very long period. Suddenly, he got his vacation with a fight with his boss, and he take his ammunition like ski and so on, and got to the mountain. And he trying to go through the mountain, and the very first his ride was complete disaster. He is laying completely broken. All his ammunition is out of usage. He think about his broken bones and the blood which is going to the snow and thinking, anyway, it is better than to be on the work right now.
This is funny enough. And then when it comes to the psychosomatics, obviously, it seems like there are some sort of like a triggers or reactions or previous experience that actually would ignite certain feelings or maybe suppress the ones. So what are the building blocks of this skill and how to actually identify whether it's a psychosomatics or
Usually our brain affects our body. If we don't like something, we will feel ourselves bad. For example, you eat in Peru cat. Usually you do not eat cat. Or for example, you will go to some other countries like Korea and you will eat dog. Usually you do not eat dog. And if you just eat this meat and you do not know what you eat, you will eat it completely free. It's just a meat with some sauce. But if you know that it is, for example, iguana or it is cat or dog, you will feel yourself not so good. When I was first time in France, I was eating frogs. It is completely inappropriate to eat, to swallow. It is hard to do it. But when you do it for several times, suddenly you realize it is like a chicken. It is just like any kind of meat. But for example, you could feel yourself bad because of the cat. Or, for example, you will find some money and you will think maybe this money was thrown away with some kind of ritual like voodoo or some other. And you will think this money is unhappy. And if you will buy, for example, t-shirt, you will get it порванный,
ripped off?
ripped off, and you will think it is because of this money. But if you will have the same money but without any thoughts and your t-shirt would be ripped off, you will not have thinking in this way.
So it's funny. It sounds like the psychosomatic is something that we could, like this is the way we perceive the world through the different set of filters that were like us or maybe influenced by circumstances or even other people. But when it comes to levels of understanding or even working with psychosomatics, what possibly they could be?
First, you should understand that there are several kind of muscles in your body. And for example, you remember this story about how you briefly going from the cemetery. Usually your posture will be a bit curved and you will hand your head in forward. There is between our ribs muscles which are called, I don't know how to say in English, tonical, тонические мышцы, tonical muscles.
Tonic muscles.
Tonic muscles. Why it is important? You could not manage them. If you have good mood, they are completely easy to go. But if you have bad mood, they will pressed, and you could not stay still. So you will need help of massagist,
Or chiropractor or massager.
masseur, yes, or someone else. So you could change the tonus of your muscles by your brain or by someone's hands. Another example, sometimes you will eat something on the edge, for example, Mexican food. And sometimes everything will go okay, but sometimes you will feel yourself like a rocket. So you will feel жжение,
burns,
and it would be completely uncomfortable. Or, for example, you will go for exam and you will not know how to put your hands. So your own hands, usually you never think about them, but they will disturb you. You don't know where to put it. So sometimes our brain make us happy and comfortable, and vice versa, just opposite.
Well, I do believe the number one question that people would ask when they learn about psychosomatics, like how exactly we can control it. And somehow I can't help but think about the operating system, because technically if we could access to our body, we actually could break it. So it's the same as the way with the operating system. We don't really have access to the like a direct devices. We still use some sort of like interface that balance all of the actions out, and maybe has some sort of like a protection of food, if I can say it like in whatever way. But still, there are ways to control ourselves. So how about how we can go about this, how we can manage certain reactions?
The best question I ever heard. You could not help your psychosomatics by your logic, but you could help to yourself by your reflex. If you will think, come on, I should be brave, I should be strong, I should be healthy, it wouldn't help. But if you will have some rituals, for example, like karate movement, or maybe tsugun exercises, or some other martial arts, or maybe bike riding, you will feel that if you switch off the head and you use your body, you feel your fulfillment, положение, чувство,
Fulfillment.
your fulfillment will become much better. You know, even for sometimes I give advice to people who has some tough times. Run every day for 1 kilometer. Maybe it is not too far. You do not need special shoes or trousers or t-shirt, but this time you spend in running will help by cleaning your head. So logic never will help. You was exactly right. We have an operation system, but any program could not affect the operational system. But there are also drivers, and drivers for our legs, drivers for our arms, and so on. When you will run a marathon, and I will run close to you, exactly on after 30 kilometers, you will tell me I have no power, I have no force to move my legs. And I will tell Maxim, okay, you couldn't move your legs, but you could move your arms. And suddenly you will realize that if you just will move your hands, you will also move your legs. So this is how we trick our psychosomatics.
Well, obviously, when it comes to certain like physical things, there might be people who actually have like a wrong interpretation of it. So what kind of mistakes they might be doing, especially given that, like at this period of time, maybe it was like that even before. But nowadays, like there are a lot of like gurus or like people who come up with their own super bright idea of how to, like treat certain things. Like, for example, you can take the bunny hand and, like touch yourself and you will be like healed from all of the stresses. So how to not to make such a mistake and how to still follow the constructive way.
First, let me explain one small experiment which was conducted maybe 10 or 9 years ago. They were taken like two dozen of women, and they were загримированы,
made with the
makeups.
makeup.
They were makeup with some ugly scars, шрамы, scars. But before they were going to some room and making some exercises, they were asked to correct this makeup, and special person take it away, swipe it away from their faces. And after this woman were meeting some boys, some men, and there were some talks, and everyone was given a mark how you like this person. And all of these women were telling that these scars were so disturbing, so annoying, they were so uncomfortable that they were thinking that they are miserable. But after they were shown the tape recording, video recording of these meetings, and suddenly these women realized that at the time of the meeting, they were free of this makeup. So there were no scars on their faces. But anyway, they were thinking that I have the scars, I am unpleasant person. So this is not about how you look like, this is about how you feel like. The same with psychosomatics. If you think that you are unpleasant or fat one or slim one, if you think that you have some disadvantages, it will broke your ego and you will be weak, and you will feel yourself not a real person, but it is just in your mind.
So I guess it's a certain level of like energy or whatever perception that affects us, and it's in a way other people can read it through our different like body language, words, or anything else. Meaning that like it's all inside of us. My last question will be how knowing about psychosomatics could help to make this world a better place.
Let's think about psychosomatics. It could be like trampoline, or it could be like a trap. And it is depend how you describe it. If you think that you are not worth of something, you are not a handsome, not a clever, you will behave the same way. But if you will try to stabilize your opinion about yourself, your psychosomatics will help you to be confident.
А мы рассмотрели навык психосоматика и чем он полезен именно вам. Всем мира.